Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
With that Providence win at the AMP, formerly known as the Dunk, against Marquette. And we got to start with the Golden Eagle here. We got to start with you, Jerel. What was your take on this game overall? Obviously, we know Providence is really tough to beat at home, but Marquette never even put any game pressure on them in the second half, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes to show you one of the beautiful things just about this game and just how big of a swing and impact home court advantage is in college basketball. And like you said, Jeff, Providence has one of the best ones in the country, to be honest. It's one of the hidden gems in the Big East Conference. Nobody enjoys going there to play. And it's always tough to come out of there with a win. You have to play at a really high level and kind of mistake-free basketball. But this was a game, like you said, it wasn't really ever in doubt. Marquette, I felt like, came in a little bit sleepwalking a little bit, not really prepared. I would say this in this aspect, not prepared for just the physicality of conference play. And I think that's a big difference from out of conference play. You know, the refs are going to let guys be physical, especially in the Big East Conference. They're going to let guys get a little bit more physical. It was a little bit more rugged game. It was really physical inside, and Providence, the advantage kind of leaned toward them early on. And Marquette made some pivotal mistakes, I felt like, in the first half and really throughout the course of the game, man. A lot of fouls on jump shooters, guys shooting three-pointers, running in, hitting elbows, sloppy closeouts. And to be honest with you, it was never out of reach, but, until they got down the stretch there in the second half and they just weren't able to put together enough stops and runs to make a real comeback there at the end. But Marquette is going to be a team this year, and I hope this, if nothing else, is going to just kind of be another wake up call. I thought it was going to be the last game that they lost on the road versus Wisconsin, but at the same time, that's a rivalry game, so you kind of never know what you get in that situation. But this is going to be night in, night out for Marquette this year. They're moving in a direction now after last year, where they're essentially were a team that was nobody was expecting anything out of, and they turned a lot of heads and were able to come out and have a really great run and win the Big East Conference, the regular season, and the Big East tournament. Even though UConn ended up winning the national championship, it was just a major stepping stone for the program. But going into this year, the role is going to change a little bit. They're going to be the hunted night in, night out. And you got to give Providence and Kim English credit for their game plan going into the game. It seemed like they were all locked in and they knew exactly what type of game they wanted it to be so that they have opportunity to win. But each and every team in the Big East tonight, man, throughout this season is going to be laying for Marquette. Especially with so many of them just kind of floating along here, kind of on the cusp of not having a ton of quality wins, but still won enough games to be, considered a solid team. So all of these teams in the Big East are going to be laying for Marquette, especially at home or when Marquette has to go on the road to try to steal and get quality victories.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Is that
Providence.
it, Jeff? Is the show over?
Yeah.
The show over now?
The show is not over. How about this? Providence's record, Jim. Providence's record at the AMP, which was formerly the Dunk, 44-3 in their last 47 games. Those students, and I give Ed Cooley a lot of credit because he got that place rocking. I know when you played them years ago, obviously they had it going for a while. Then it was kind of, under Tim Welsh, it was okay. Keno Davis, they struggled. Cooley got it back, and those fans, those students are out of their minds.
It's always been a tough place to play for us. I know when we went up there, it was always sold out, and it was always a very tough game. Going back to Rick Pitino and Rick Barnes, Pete Gillen, it was a loud, tough place to play. But I think the two games today, really, the Memphis game and the Marquette game, is home court advantage. You really got to have a really, really good team to go in and win on the road in these tough places. it's just, some teams can do it, and the teams that can do it will end up being the really good teams at the end of the year. I was impressed when Clemson went to Memphis this last weekend, and they had 2 or 3 chances to win the game. So I think Memphis is really good, and I think that Clemson showed that they're really good, and Virginia showed that they can struggle when they can't get to the basket. They can't get shot. Their offenses, they struggled against Northeastern the other day. Really struggled the whole game. So their offenses, their defense is always going to be good, but their offense certainly has struggled. And I thought Providence, not only was it the home court, but they made a lot of shots when it was fairly close. They just started making shots, and Marquette missed a few. And that's all it takes on the road. 3 or 4 threes go in, and you miss 3 or 4, and all of a sudden you're down 16 points. And that's pretty much what happened in the game.
So here's my take part on the Tyler Kolek in 9 rebounds today. And you love to see that out of a smaller point guard like that, because again, this is a kid coming home. Providence didn't recruit him. URI didn't recruit him. And he's a Rhode Island kid. They both passed on him out of high school. So he had 9 rebounds tonight. I think he's the best point guard in the country. But again, Jerel, if he has 9 rebounds, what is that saying for the rest of the team on Marquette? To me, it's saying like, no, you got some 6'5", 6'7" dudes there. You got to get in and get in there and mix it up a little bit more. Your little point guard should not be getting 9 rebounds.
No, absolutely, and it's obviously a great credit to Tyler. I think part of the reason why I love him so much is just because of his competitive fire. So him going to get 9 at his size, being a point guard, tells you how much he wants to win and how much he's willing to compete. But like you said, Jeff, some of these other guys have kind of got to come along and join the party. And like I was saying, it can't just be Oso. Oso, to be honest with you, isn't just gonna win the size matchup night in, night out. There are a lot more guys that are gonna have him, especially on the weight side of things. He's tall, but he's not the biggest guy physically. So he's down there. He's gonna do his part. He's gonna battle. He's trying to scrape out 6 to 8 rebounds a game. But Kolek is our second leading rebounder, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the biggest thing with that, and like I said, just not to be critical, but we all expecting, at least all the Marquette fans were expecting this to be a major season for David Joplin. And I think Jop needs to come to the party. And it's not just his offense. We know what he's capable of, scoring the ball and making shots from the outside, man. But we need him to kind of be in that O-Max role that we're missing from this year, the guy that's with the Mavs now, and just getting the mix a little bit more and come out with I think 4 to 6 rebounds a game for a guy that's 6'6" or 6'7" isn't too much to ask for. So we definitely need Job to step up, and then we got to get healthy as well too. Chase Ross went down with a scary one tonight, but he was able to bounce back. And then we got to get Stevie Mitchell back in that lineup as well too, who's been out the last couple games with a hamstring injury.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.